What's up, traders? Matt from the Trade Brigade here doing a technical analysis on ticker symbol AMC for AMC Entertainment, of course, the short squeeze movie theater bonanza. On the left-hand side, we're looking at the daily time frame, the right-hand side, the 30-minute intraday time frame. The first thing I need to point out is that earnings are after the bell here coming up on Monday. And this is going to do one of two things, or maybe a combination of the both, and it's just something to think about here. I'm not saying one is right or one is wrong, but the fundamentalist traders or investors out there are going to see earnings, they're going to see the share price, and my guess is that they're going to say earnings can't be good and the company cannot be worth $32 per share here. We're going to sell, whether or not they own a position or not, they're either going to sell shares or sell them short, one or the other. And the other flip side of that coin, of course, is probably skewed more towards the retail side, the not so fundamental investor, but someone who just sees it as a catalyst to get more eyes on the company, more people get excited about AMC. It's kind of like a rah-rah moment, and that attracts more buyers, right? So it's going to be one or two or a combination of the both there. And again, one isn't better than the other, where one's not wrong versus right, but it's two scenarios you need to be aware of if you're potentially trading AMC early on into next week, especially if you're trading options, right? If we look at the daily time frame, something I want to point out here is this resistance trend line, which we're coming right into after, perfect touches, right? So to anchor, touch 1, touch 2, perfect, touch 3, perfect, and now getting right into it and kind of rejecting a little bit. I certainly don't want to dismiss what happened there on Thursday, but overwhelmingly, with a resistance trend line in play, we have a downtrend from the daily perspective, right? We're forming lower highs and lower lows. If we flip over to the 30-minute perspective now, how did our levels fare? How did, this is more of an update. We did cover this just a little while ago. Our levels fared pretty well, right? We pretty much came right down into our lower target here at 28.60. And of course, some short seller announced that they were short, and that caused the stock to pop, of course, exactly what they did not want. But it's not like it made significant progress. I mean, even if they shorted it very, very recently at the high of the prior day, call it Wednesday just about, they're still, good on their position. So it's not like too much damage was done to that potential short position. I would argue if we start to take out this 35.45 mark, there could be a little bit of a pop all the way up to about $40. Nice round number, also acted as prior resistance from the daily perspective. What I also want to make your attention to in terms of trend lines to pay attention to would be this support trend line. If we do something like this, very, very short term, I'm not going to argue that this is nearly as strong as what we drew in from the daily perspective, but it's something to just keep an eye on, see if we can consolidate into sort of a bullish pennant, something that looks like this. Obviously, you're looking for the break then over that 33.75 as discussed, and the resistance trend line from the daily for any sort of first even thoughts about getting bullish here on AMC. To the downside, if it breaks, again, I probably would imagine we come down, revisit 28.59. Earnings could throw a wrench in anything I say, but let's just map out one more target underneath us should there be a major collapse in AMC, and it has to be this area right down below. If I just flip to the other tool first, right here at $24.32. As this thing really started squeezing to the upside, that was the first major pullback that we saw. Anyone who bought that area nailed the low. That's where they're going to start to get nervous. And again, everything could crumble underneath that area. Think about it. If this is the best spot where people could have potentially been long from, and we start to violate it to the downside, what does that mean? Everyone who is a buyer up here has essentially been proven wrong, and it's likely that over time they start to close out their position as they realize price is probably not coming back up towards that $60 mark. So that's, the bear case here if we get a break of this support trend line. So if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed the perspective, again, trying to stay rather neutral and objective here, just read the chart for what it is, not get emotional about it. Let me know down below in the comments section or by simply leaving the video a thumbs up. Don't forget our main channel is linked down below in the description. And all of that being said, we wish you a green trading week.